America today is the biggest debtor nation in history. And the only way we can save the economy is by printing more money. They just keep pumping more money into the thing. And I think we're at the end of the line. We're pretty close to it, I think.
Robert Kiyosaki warns about how fake money, like printed US dollars, is losing value. He explains that since 1964, US coins no longer contain silver, showing how money has become less valuable over time. He believes the Federal Reserve is part of a system that benefits the rich while regular people suffer. He recommends investing in real assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin because Bitcoin is limited in supply, making it more valuable. He also discusses how AI could worsen the financial situation, and he advises people to prepare for an economic crash.
So this is how I started realizing that money was fake today. And so this here is a 1964 Kennedy half dollar. This was the last real silver. So this was done in 1964. 1964, I was like 18 years old or 17 years old. And I'm looking at this damn thing, and there used to be silver, but from 65 or whatever, around that time, they started doing copper. And I went, what's wrong with my money? It's no longer silver, it's copper. And when I didn't know at the time, because as a kid and we didn't know anything about this stuff, what the U.S. government was doing was violating Gresham's law. And Gresham's law states when bad money enters the environment, good money goes to hiding. So this here is the last real silver, 1964. I want to thank my friends, Jim Clark from Republic Monetary Exchange here in Phoenix. I buy lots of gold and silver from him. But basically, Anthony, what I do a lot of the times is I go up there and I hold this $10 bill and I hold this and I say, which one do you want? And naturally, they say 50 cents and they see $10 and they jump on it. They'll take the 10, where this is more valuable than this. But it just proves that people don't know what money is. And so that was the start. It was 1964. And ever since then, I've been studying it. Then I read this guy here, Buckminster Fuller, and his Grunch of Giants. And Grunch of Giants, I don't recommend this book, but Fuller was a tough read. And I studied with him for 3 years. And he is the one who predicted Bitcoin. Years and years and years ago, 20-something years ago, he said there would be a new type of money coming out. But the reason Fuller was a futurist. And he saw these kids playing electronic games. And he says, that's the future of money. So here I am thinking that guy's a whack job. It's a 30, 20, I don't know how long ago now, but he says, money's going to be electronic. And so I'm listening to this guy Fuller, I'm going, holy moly. But then because of this fake money here, the fake silver, and this, I began my study. And this here is the creature from Jekyll Island. You can see I do study, not that of a Marine, but this is about the Federal Reserve Bank. And then here is this book here. It's about Zimbabwe. I was in Zimbabwe when Zimbabwe crashed. I was in Vietnam looking for gold. I'm always in the wrong place at the right time. But I was in Zimbabwe when Zimbabwe crashed. And that's when the war vets, the black guys, went through all the farms across Zimbabwe, and kicked the white farmers off. But that's what happens when money destroys nations. This is written by a friend of mine, Philip Haslam, and everybody should read this. It's a very important book. He's South African. And then this latest book just came out from my friend Jim Rickards. It's Come Money GPT. I got advanced reader copies because I know the guy. So this is not out yet, but he talks about how AI is going to bring it down. So all excited about AI and GPT and all that stuff. And Rickards saying his note to me was, Robert, something new to worry about. So again, going all the way back to Fuller here, this guy talked about how you see the future. And the job of a teacher is to prepare a student for the future. So I just watch them. America today is the biggest debtor nation in history. And the only way we can save the economy is by printing more money. They just keep pumping more money into the thing. And I think we're at the end of the line. We're pretty close to it, I think. And so that's why I shift. I own gold mines, silver mines. I own actually own tons of gold, but they're still in the ground. And I own Bitcoin, but I came onto Bitcoin a little bit late because I had to test it. So I picked it up at 6,000. So I'm 10 times right now.
It's
I'm
not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not big money, but it's 60 times 60,000 is a little bit of money. But anyway, it's because our money is fake. I mean, this here is fake. And every day people get up and go to work for this crap. And then they save it. And then they say live debt free when this is debt. Do you know what I mean? If you put this in your pocket, you put debt in your pocket. You put a UST bill or a treasury note in your pocket. I mean, that's how people have no idea what's going on. Yeah, well, the reason I got interested in Bitcoin was that there's only 21 million. In other words, that to me, when I looked at that plus blockchain, I said 21 million. The closer we get to 21 million, that was number one for me. Number two, it's Gresham's law is bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. But Bitcoin follows Metcalfe's law, the power of networks. So network marketing is a powerful force. Like McDonald's is a network of hamburger stands. Bitcoin is a network and it follows Metcalfe's law, but there's a finite number. So I was trying to explain this to her. There's only 21 million. I think we're about 19.5 million today. And demand is going up. It went right over our head. I didn't know how else to explain it to her. Yeah, but you just hit her right in the head. She says, I bought Bitcoin at 1,000. And she said, when it hit like 3,000, she sold it. I read this book here. I forget the year, 84. This came out called The Grunch of Giants, Gross Universal Cash Heist. And Buckminster Fuller, and he wrote about how your wealth is stolen via your money. And I already kind of knew that because I was in Vietnam and I saw what was happening to our money. When I was in Vietnam in the 70s, it was illegal for Americans to own gold. I thought that was really strange. These guys are playing games with money. And then my poor dad, just go to school and get a job, but they don't teach you anything about money. So I got really suspicious of my government because after Vietnam, everybody was suspicious. And then this book came out and it's called The Creature from Jekyll Island. And it's a big book. It's an interesting book, very interesting book. But it's about the Federal Reserve Bank. And it's not federal, it's not reserve, it's not a bank. It's basically like a cartel of the most powerful banking families in the world. And it's how they're ripping us off. So what that did is I became a gold bug and I do things. This here is from my gold mine. It's the richest gold mine in America, in Utah. But that's how much I do not trust this crap. The mistake that people make, they go back to this. Like I told you about that woman with 3 or 4 kids, whatever it is. Her Bitcoin went up, so she went back. She sold and went to this. And I said, do you realize that today you'd be rich? Yes, but I needed this. It's the addiction. This is like shooting it in your veins. You know what I mean? The fentanyl of life, cash. Okay. So let's get back to the saying, what is real money? The reason I like Bitcoin, again, correct me if I'm inaccurate because you know more about it than I do. There's 21 million of them. This blockchain technology means the whole world is watching it. The problem with the fake money, this stuff here, is these guys are watching it. And, every time this book is I think it's this book, but it's a great book. It says the name of the game is bailout. So what they do is they destroy the economy, but they bail out the rich. The bankers make billions and all this stuff, but mom and pop loses money. And then this here is the book that's still to come out is Money GPT by Jim Rickards. We're in the middle of a crash right now. And what he's talking about, what AI is going to do with GPT is accelerate the crash. And then you're going to find out one day the doors are closed. So what I did, because I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, I'd taken out chunks of cash, and I have several houses, and I'm storing cash there, not because I like cash, but when the whole thing shuts down, I want to be able to go and buy things. Like Buffett sold Apple, and he's now in cash. And this is all financial IQ. You're positioning as money versus that poor woman who sold her Bitcoin and went to this, and now she's broke again. Anyway, so that's why I like Bitcoin. It says only 21 million. The world, it's a blockchain technology. There's none of the Three Stooges watching it. And it's a Metcalfe's law. It's a network, and it's number one. It's, like, who's the guy? Is Larry Lepard. He says, who's number two? Nobody knows. Bitcoin's number one. So that's why I'm not selling Bitcoin, but I don't make any money from it anyway. But those are my reasons. And I'll plug another book of mine. It says, Who Stole My Pension? Just FYI on history. My generation, the boomer generation, is the first generation that doesn't have what's called defined benefit pension plan. We're the first guys with a 401k and IRA. And when the market crashes, as it is right now, according to Rickards and a whole bunch of people, my generation, boomers, are SOL, they're finished. And that's going to cause massive, possibly depression. But that's why I hate to say this, but I'm in position for it. Just like Buffett is going to a cash position right now. So when I'm doing my best here to talk what is financial IQ, is what can you do? How do you maneuver in this time? Because too many people got used to the idea of tell me what to do. So they can't think for themselves. Yeah, I think we're at the end of the American empire, I'm afraid. Because the dollar, we got the BRICS nations and all those people coming up who want to take us down. And we're in serious trouble. Look, you can see is that my world started to change when I started finding out about how the world was really run. And it's run by the mega banks of the world, the richest people in the world.
Thank you for watching. Robert Kiyosaki delivered some powerful insights on the dangers of relying on fiat currency, the importance of real assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and how the Federal Reserve's policies are leading us toward economic instability. The key takeaway? It's crucial to educate yourself about real money and hedge against the potential collapse of the dollar. Don't let ignorance cost you your financial future. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos that help you navigate these uncertain times. Stay smart, stay prepared, and keep stacking.